the most important thing I want to tell you is let your education be your foundation. Come on, say it with me. Let your education be your foundation. Let's speak these things into our life. Because what I said earlier, words of affirmation. And once we say anything enough time, we start believing in it. That's when we start planting these seeds and bringing the things that are in our brains, these ideas. That's how we bring them to life. So when I tell you this, let your education be your foundation. That's it. The Webster Dictionary says the definition of education is the basis or the groundwork of anything. The definition of a foundation is the basis or the groundwork of anything. This building we standing in right now is standing on the foundation, the groundwork, the basis. See, think about education. The beauty of education is one of those things. It got the power to take you so far in life, and it can only take you far as you would like it to go. All these teachers around you, all these educators, they standing on a foundation. That foundation, everybody's foundation is not the same, but it's a foundation. It's the groundwork of what we building on in our lives. When I was growing up in middle school and high school, I was around so many bad influences that I thought education wasn't even important because I was too busy to want to hang around the cool kids. I wanted to be a class clown. I wanted to hang around the people that I deemed as somebody with the nice clothes, the nice shoes. I mean, I wasn't one of them. I didn't have nice shoes and nice clothes. I was barely getting by. But I looked at it as cool because once again, when I tell you, like, everything that I deemed as cool was something that I learned from watching it on TV. So if I saw somebody that was cool in one of my favorite TV shows and they was flashy and they had nice clothes on, I considered them cool and I considered them, okay, this is somebody you want to be like. The same thing, and I carried that mentality over to my reality when it came to school. So I say, I thought the cool kids, I thought education wasn't cool until I got around the so-called cool kids years later. I started noticing certain things. The difference between the people that took their education serious and the ones that didn't. The people that took their education serious, they were successful. They had a purpose. They had goals. They had things that make them want to wake up in the morning. They had extra motivation. They walked with an extra pep in their step. The energy, they walked with energy. They walked in confidence. They built the ground of education around them, which was their foundation. And the cool kids, I saw them years later also. The cool kids that were deemed as the cool kids in school, they were still living in the same conditions they were years earlier. I didn't see any growth. So that made me think, maybe I need to get me an education. I knew then I wanted an education, but I didn't know how important it was to making it my foundation. Because once you get to a point in life where you feel like you can't learn anything else and your brain is completely shut off from learning and your mind is not open to learning new information, that's when you start growing. See, learning and education go hand in hand. They're synonymous. And they cause growth. And I don't mean like physical growth. I mean growth mentally, growth emotionally. You want to have that type of growth that takes you places to allow you to make better decisions, make better career choices. So once you get to college and you trying to figure out what you want to do, you start learning more things. You start learning more about yourself. You don't necessarily got to go into college your first year knowing what you want to do or what you want to major in for the rest of your life. But once you start learning, you will start, taking away you start taking away little things here and there. You be like, You start getting information from here. You start getting information from those classes. You start getting information from those people, from those professors. You start getting your education all the way around the board, even when you're not in the classroom and you're steady growing. See, at the same time, they are empowering you. See, we don't realize that at the time because we just looking at it like, oh, I'm going to school. I got to wake up early in the morning. So, trust me, I've been there. But I didn't realize the power they were providing in me. See, now that I got education and I know certain things and I know a lot more different things than I knew that I didn't know before, I'm able to walk in different rooms and have different conversations with people. Now I can talk to people, and now these people, we got certain things in common with each other. And now they want to help me, put me in position where I can help other people, or I might know somebody that they can help. And so that's how it goes. So now you networking with the education and you bonding over that foundation in each other's lives. It don't matter how the people in your family lived before you. If you come from poverty, it don't matter. You can still be a success. Sometimes it takes a couple generations to get it wrong before one generation plants that seed of education and success and takes your whole family trajectory to a whole different path. That's all it takes. And it start right now with you. Life is like a marathon. At any point in the marathon, you can stop right there in your tracks and just give it all up and walk away. And at some point in your life, you can make a decision: do I want to keep going? Do I want to start back over, or do I want to quit and just feel sorry for myself the rest of my life? Or do I want to just keep running this marathon and see what it's gonna be like to actually win? So when we plant those seeds of education, we want to harvest of success. We want to grow mentally and learn as much as we can in this lifetime. So we can set the example in our family. So anybody that's behind us, our little cousins, our little brothers, our little sisters, they can look at us and learn something from us early on and be like, okay, this is how I should learn. This is how I should live. This is how I should perceive education. This is how I should walk in life.